Hey, business owners, would it be valuable to you if you could raise the value of your offer for your clients? Just think about it. How would it influence the number of sales that you could make? And how would it affect the price that you charge for your offer? And if this sounds awesome, then stay tuned because today we are talking to Carly Feenstra. Did I get that right? Feenstra.
Yes, that's
Yes,
right.
awesome. So welcome to Momentum Maker Podcast. I'm awesome Angie Inkstrom, honoring the awesomeness in you.
And I'm Gita Adka. And once again, big welcome, Carly. We're so excited to have you here today. Yay!
Yay! Thank you
Woo!
so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, you're welcome, and we're excited for what you're going to be sharing. So, yeah. Before we jump in, I just want to do a short bio for those of you who don't know Carly. So, Carly is a Robbins-Madanes certified executive coach. Did I get that correct, Madanes?
Yeah, Robbins-Madanes.
Madanes. Oh, I didn't get it right. Sorry. Carly is a Robbins
That's all right.
Madanes certified executive coach with over a decade of experience and the founder of the Happy Leader Project, where she empowers driven entrepreneurs and leaders to achieve their goals. Because Carly truly believes that with the right support and motivation, anyone can create an extraordinary business. I'm so excited to hear more about it and jump into it. So, thanks you once again, Carly, and let's go.
Yeah, let's rock and roll. Thanks again for having me. I'm really excited to be here. And I'm already feeling the energy from awesome Angie and Giti. So thank you.
Yay!
Thank
Love
you.
it. All right. So let's start out. First of all, we gave our version of your bio. Why don't you give us your elevator pitch? What's your
Mm.
30-second elevator pitch?
Yeah, great question. So I help mostly new business owners or people in the first couple of years of business really develop the confidence around sales. I typically work with people that are really passionate about what they do. They're passionate about delivering service and making an impact. And typically this makes it challenging to charge more for what you are offering and really develop the sense of authenticity around their sales. So I know that was more than 30 seconds, but that was the elevator pitch.
Oh, that's perfect. No, that's great. And so let's go a little deeper because that's pretty cool. We love to hear the story. I know our listeners do too. What's the backstory? Like, how did you get involved in that specifically?
Yeah, so it goes all the way back when I was 13. I started teaching martial arts, and fortunately, I was not a very talented instructor when I first began, because it allowed me the opportunity to explore all areas of the business. If they didn't need me teaching, they said, okay, here's a stack of cold calls, and smile and dial, try to book as many lessons as you can. They would throw me into the marketing, the admin, even filing papers. And so at 13, I really got to see small business from every area of the business. And in addition to that, they would take me to marketing seminars and sales workshops and really got an early taste of not just business, but how business being effective in business can lead to impacting more students. And so really fell in love with that concept of using your business, using your skills in sales to impact more people and help them achieve bigger results. So fast forward, when I went to college, I was an adventure guide and so got to experience a similar transformations, but in a totally different space, right? We're no longer like in the safe walls of our dojo, but we're out in nature and challenging fears that way. Then fast forward again, I was living in Ecuador and was helping some small businesses there. I was helping an ecotourism business that was in an indigenous community, a surfing business that was on the coast, and so just kept refining my skill set, but really my passion for helping business owners achieve a bigger impact. And so now with Happy Leader Project, it's all about that same concept of how can we empower business owners to achieve the impact that they want to see, but also make sure that they're earning enough money to have a sustainable business and then reinvest that to make a bigger splash. So
I
that's Happy
Mm.
Leader Project in a nutshell.
Ah.
wow. That's fascinating. So do you typically work with like local businesses or do you work virtually too, or how does that look?
Yeah, most of my clients are virtual. I do have a few that are in person that are local. I just had one of my clients, we did our session in the jacuzzi. So I do in person too, but most of my clients prefer to do online sessions just because they're busy business owners, right? They're starting everything sometimes in addition to doing a 9 to 5 job, and just being able to get right to the point over Zoom instead of having to like figure out where we're driving to and all the prep that goes into that. Most people prefer online.
Mm. Okay, nice. I also like the fact that you got your experience from a lot of different places. Could you talk a bit more about that?
Yeah, so one of the great things about business is your skills transfer over across industries, right? If you improve your abilities in sales, that doesn't just help in one business, that helps in any business. Um, and really what I think is fascinating is your ability to do something like sales doesn't actually just stop with your business. That actually goes to improve all areas of your life. And so um, when I talk about my experience, yeah, okay, I was in small business at a martial arts school. I worked with these other businesses, but the real transformation I think happens when you transfer those skills to the rest of your life. I was a very awkward teenager, braces and couldn't speak up for myself, that sort of thing. And so the skills that I learned within the business realm, actually, I think were most valuable, not just within business, but to the other areas of life.
Mm.
Wow, that's awesome. Oh my
Nice.
gosh.
Yeah.
Dee, you want to go for the next question?
Yeah, I was just gonna talk or ask you about the process for helping your clients. Do you have like a process you help your clients get through, or is it more individual, or how do you do it?
Yeah, that's a great question. I tailor all of my programs uniquely to the business owner. So for everybody, the exact thing that we might talk about might look a little bit different. That being said, the process is pretty similar no matter, what the business owner's goals are or what they're having challenges with. We always start with getting absolute clarity on the business owner's goals and then their unique strengths. And this is really important because people start businesses for all sorts of different reasons, right? I work with some that start business because they need to leave their parents' house, or like they're starting a business because they want that independence and freedom. And I work with others that are mompreneurs and they want to start their business for a totally different sense of the word freedom. So that's step number one, is getting really clear on what it is that they want. And then from there, we can develop a strategy that doesn't just, give them business success, but helps support those other more nuanced goals of theirs and leverages the strengths that they have. And then from there, it's all about measuring the results against those goals. So that's more or less the process. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's always neat to be able to hear the process and like how does this work? Like, is this something someone could do on their own, or by having someone like you by their side, what's that advantage?
Yeah, that's such a great question. Coaching is one of those unique things that you actually can't do for yourself. Like I'm a coach and I can't even coach myself. I hire other coaches for me. It's like giving yourself a massage. Like, okay, it can be somewhat effective, but it's never going to feel the same as when somebody else does it for you. Actually, my coach just yesterday gave me this analogy. He said, it's like going shopping for clothes without having any mirrors. That's what it's like doing it for
Mm.
yourself. So like, okay, oh, it feels good, but is that really how you want to, um, is that the expression that you want to give? And it's impossible to do that without that mirror. And that's the value of a coach, is that they give you that mirror. They give you that other's perspective on top of the skills and the resources they have to help you, get to the next level. So even as a coach myself, I'm always working with other coaches to see those blind spots.
I love
Mm.
that analogy. I'm going to use that. Totally taking that one.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
all yours. It's all
That was
yours.
awesome. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's so true though. To be able to hold up a
yeah,
mirror. Yeah, going clothes
Yeah.
shopping,
I don't know.
without
Have
a
you guys
yeah,
ever been thrift shopping before? Like at a
mirror.
secondhand store, and you get one of those shirts that like it looks cute on the rack, and then you take it home and it's like the buttons are all wrong and it just looks terrible. So, anyways, that's the value of coaching is to avoid that.
I
to
love that.
avoid that. And yeah, and just finding your blind spots. I love that too. Yeah, so
Yeah,
important.
that's wonderful.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah,
and it's one of those things where, your friends, even other perspectives that really care about you, your friends and your family, they're not going to have that same critical eye, but also
mm,
like they want to support you, and so they're going to go, "Oh, yes, of course,
mm,
yes, that terrible shirt looks great on you," right? But
yeah,
that's the coach doesn't have that same obligation, that same social obligation. So they're able to, push you where you need to be pushed, but also give you the encouragement in the areas where you need to be encouraged with a little bit more objectivity.
yeah, I
mm,
love that. Yeah, coaching is very unique in that regard. It's a different hat that is worn that, it's not the mom hat, it's not the boss hat. Like there's different hats and coaching is a very specific hat. So,
mm.
yeah, thank you for filling that role. I love that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's I mean, it's so much fun. So it's hard to complain.
Yay. Well, tell us some success stories. Our listeners love stories. So, talk about some of your clients.
Yeah, so one of my more recent clients, she just onboarded with me and she started her business. She's an ex-kindergarten teacher. So she left her career as a kindergarten teacher. She's a mompreneur, right? She has like two little ones at home and launched a business running digital ads. And so total 180 in terms of career. And together I helped her understand that some of the skills, in fact, many of the skills that she used in the classroom or with her toddlers were the same skills that you need in sales, right? Like,
Mhm.
do you want to cut your vegetables or do you want me to cut your vegetables? Those sorts of techniques and closes, right? Those skills can be transferred over to running a business or to selling her offer. And so she's already gotten a number of her first clients in the door just by leveraging her strengths and not even really needing to work too much on areas of weakness yet. So that's one success story.
Wow.
So yeah, yeah, I found that pretty amazing. You know the way you sort of took something she was great at doing already and just turned it into business skill. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I find that most people are very talented at what they're doing, but they either don't give themselves enough credit. I know that's true of a lot of high achievers don't give themselves enough credit, or they're just not utilizing those skills in the right way in the right context. And so being able to identify those strengths and then transfer them over is huge.
That's a
Yeah,
superpower.
yeah, it is.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very cool. All right. Any other stories you want to share before we move to the next question?
Yeah, my first, I'll share one more story. My
Mhm.
first client, he is actually he was the reason why I launched Happy Leader Project because he's what a good friend of mine, and I got sick of hearing him talking about starting his personal training business. I mean, I had known him for 2 years at the time, but he said he'd wanted to launch this business for 5+ years. It was his dream of launching this business. And quite frankly, like I got tired of hearing his excuses. He was, oh, I can't afford to open up a gym, or I can't afford to do this, or nobody will want to work with me if I don't have experience already. And so, um, basically, this was how I started Happy Leader Project. I said, I'll pay me $50. We'll do a month of coaching, and get your business launched and cut away all these excuses and find where you're going to be really strong in this business. And within 2 months, he was able to almost double his income and start to leave his 9 to 5 job to start dedicating towards his business. So that was an amazing transformation that told me, I was on the right track with Happy Leader Project.
So that was your first official client then?
That was my first official client.
Oh, that's awesome. And I'm sure you've raised your prices since.
I hope so.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
That was a bargain, man. For $50, have your
Yeah,
business
yeah.
created for you.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
It was a win-win, right? I needed a testimonial, but also he needed some skin in the game. So
Absolutely. No, that's
yeah.
how a lot of businesses start. Yeah, you just throw something out there and try it, and it's that first win, that first client, wow, someone paid me for my knowledge, my superpower of being able to like pull these ninja skills together. Like it's so true. That's a great example of how businesses start. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's how a lot of my clients start too. Some of my clients start with 0 clients. Some of them start with already some traction, but some start with 0 clients, and that's how we typically start is, okay, our vision's to charge this much, but how can we, get a few testimonials and get a few success stories in at the beginning so that we can justify that price point when it's time.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that is one of the first things you often help your clients do, or?
Yeah, so like I said, sometimes my clients will start with just an idea and they don't quite have they don't have any paying clients yet. Sometimes they
Mhm.
have a few paying clients, but they're ready to get some consistency in their sales.
Mhm.
For those clients that are just getting started, we always start with market research so that we know that what we're building, that there's an audience that
Mhm.
needs it and that they're willing to pay something for it. Because it's one thing, a lot of times people, especially in service-based industries, will want to provide a service that people see a need for, but they won't put money towards, right? We
Mhm.
see this a lot in the martial arts where everybody wants confidence, everybody wants more confidence. But unless there's a specific tangible result, like I want confidence to handle bullying at school, or I want confidence to be able to speak up when I need to, or to get a promotion at my job, unless there's a tangible result, it is very difficult to justify any price point, especially a higher value offer around that intangible.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Makes
Did that
sense.
answer your question?
Yeah, I did. And I sort of love the way you help your clients with, skills, but you also help them with mindset. So that combination is so powerful. So yeah. So
Absolutely.
so to me, it's quite obvious why you'd want to work with you. So my next question is, what's holding people back? What are they saying when they end up not working with you?
Oh, that is a great question. Um, Typically, they say success is 80% psychology and 20% mechanics. So it's never the resources that are available. It's never the time or the money or the fill in the blank resource, the energy. Because if we're resourceful enough, we can always find a way to make it happen, right? We can always summon up a little bit more energy or a little bit more time, or we can create boundaries where we need to in order to make something happen. So when people are not ready to work with me, it is typically because either they don't have enough clarity around their goal, or they're not willing to be challenged in that area,
Mm,
or their goal isn't big enough, right?
mm,
If someone wants to make $5 a month, they're probably not going to need my help with that. But
no.
if they're ready to take it to the next level, then um, or if they're ready to make significant changes and they need the support, then absolutely we can find the resources to make it happen.
Mm,
How do you
makes
how
sense.
do your clients find you right now?
Good question. It's a lot of it's through word of mouth and through networking. So a lot of it's through relationships that I've built for, going into networking groups and supporting other people I believe, givers gain. So I give as much as I can in those networking groups. And then when people really identify or they really understand the value there, they usually seek out a strategy session to get that little extra support.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
awesome. All right.
Yeah. Mm.
Any other things that you want to add to this interview that you want to make sure get recorded in here for future purposes?
Yeah, great question. At the end of the day, I'm just here to serve as many business owners as I can, especially people who help people, right? I love helping people who help people. It's amazing when you can see the personal transformation and how that ripples out to other people. So the only thing I would add is if people are interested in getting support in one of these areas, or even just interested in exploring more about it, that they check out happyleaderproject.com and book a strategy session.
Sounds amazing. So it's happyleadership.com. Oh, sorry,
Happy Leader Project.
Happy Leader Project, sorry. Happyleaderproject.com. Go
That's
book
right.
a free strategy session with Carly.
That's awesome. Thanks for being here, Carly. This was really fun.
Yeah,
Mm,
thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed your questions and talking with you too.
Thank you. You too. It's been such a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much for sharing. It's been amazing, Carly. So let's wrap it up. I'm Giddy.
And I'm awesome, Angie. And thanks for listening to Momentum Maker Podcast. Thanks again, Carly, for being a wonderful guest. And for all of you listeners out there, keep your momentum, keep moving forward. And if you happen to be a course creator or a coach or an entrepreneur spending too much time selling one-on-one, and you're ready to condense time and start selling one-to-many, that's the work that Geety and I do. So open up a tab on your browser and go to elitevirtualstages.com/blueprint and learn how you can turn your expertise into a 6 or even 7-figure day. Oh yeah, that's what we said. And we do that by using live transformational virtual masterclasses. So once again, Carly, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.